Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix the Generals 0 hour to make the best game ever. Good, so last video we did make some progress with the planning. And somehow Visual Studio seems a bit laggy. Good, so we wanted to make this thing shared pointer. Okay, so we need to take this guy and put it up here. Actually, we can leave it down there since we have forward declared it now. Okay, so active command ID. Active ID. Symbols. So I think that we need to move all these guys here into this one. And then we take this guy and make a SCD shared pointer. No. Here. Shared PTR. This will be maybe we should name this loaded file descriptor. Program loaded file descriptor. Loaded file. Loaded file. Loaded file. Well, program. Let's put it back to symbols. symbols. Descriptor. And so this guy will also own symbols descriptor. And the question is, should he have a pointer to this? Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's comment this out. Okay, I would say we move these guys here to the CPP before making changes. Okay. Good. So here we need to make a change. If can save some. If return symbols descriptor is not null pointer and executable file name from PDB. I'm not entirely sure what should be here, the condition. Exe file name. This auto. I suspect that we say if it's not 0, then this, else return std string empty one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, descriptor file manager info. Descriptor dot symbols descriptor. Symbols descriptor is not null pointer, and how about we add a helper function? Get executable. Executable. Gets PDB reader. Okay. Okay. Return program. No, descriptor. Symbols. Descriptor. So we say get executable, get PDB reader, how about that? Here we do symbols descriptor descriptor, symbols descriptor, get program symbols descriptor. If not, turn. How about we pass symbols descriptor here? const program symbol descriptor. And then we say if descriptor is not null pointer, then call this. Okay. Right. Next. Descriptor. File manager info. I think here we can also pass a symbol descriptor. How about we do symbols descriptor program file symbols descriptor program symbols descriptor pointer get. So if not null, then we move this in here, and then we do this symbols descriptor executable symbols descriptor PDP reader. So we pass this here, and here we also, the reference. Then we pass the same here. Okay. Here. This. Okay. Okay. Then we go in here. Okay. Here. Okay. Here we have XE symbols. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, so wherever we have a filter, we will have a problem. Like this one, for example. And this one. Okay, but for the others we can't do it. Descriptor. Okay, how about we just pass the file descriptor and the symbol descriptor. File manager info. Okay, so I suspect we need to pass program file descriptor as well. Let's do a file descriptor and symbols descriptor. So we need to pass this everywhere where we have this here. Okay, so we do this. And this. And this. Okay. Then we rename this to symbols descriptor. All right. Yeah. Then we change this and this. Then we change this and this and this. All right. And file manager info. We pass this. Symbols descriptor. Okay, and then we pass here this pp, this and this. Okay. And then we take this and this. And this and this. Okay. And here we pass descriptor and this. No. Add this. Okay, and then I think what we can also do is make all the symbols descriptors, you can all make consts, because we're only really reading to it, we're never writing to it. Right? So make it const here and here. Da-da. Da-da. Okay. Hold on. Also need to make these consts. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, but now we also need to sort out the loading and creation of this program symbols descriptor. Okay, how do we do that? So basically, whenever we issue a new load, we need to create a new symbols descriptor, right? By the way, I think this also means we no longer need these two functions because we did not end up using them. Can remove these. Okay, so right now it's always wants to access PDB reader and executable in the file descriptor, but the question is, at which point do we allocate the symbols descriptor? Let me see. Here, load async. It must be in one of these. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, I think it must be here in one of these two. Yeah. And then we pass it to, we pass a, yeah. Okay, so let's say we have here auto symbols descriptor, and we make it std make shared program symbols descriptor, and yeah, we just created, and then well, it can't be inside here because we are using it here as well. Okay, that's an interesting question. Where do we put this? There must be a place. I just don't see it right now. So, because we need to, like when we do it here, we need to descriptor. What we can do, we can also pass the symbols descriptor here, separate from the program file descriptor. Let's try program symbols descriptor. We probably want to pass symbols descriptor. I rename this to file descriptor. Okay, and then let's see, where do we call this here? So symbols descriptor, make shared. Now we do the same here, make shared. Okay, and then we pass this guy here. And here. And here we do descriptor symbols descriptor. And then we put also the symbols descriptor here. Can load exe. Oh, this is wrong then. Exe file now. Yeah. So then. Create load. Can load. So I put the symbols descriptor here, which then will add ref to this. I'm not sure that this is now necessary, since we always create a new shared pointer. Maybe clearing this is actually not necessary anymore. Right? Yeah. Because we only clear it if we actually delete it. So I think we can remove this actually. Instead, I think instead what we do is, no. I'm not sure. Well, actually, let's leave it in here. It doesn't hurt. I think it's necessary here. I'm not sure it's necessary here. Maybe not. Okay. I don't know why this one is complaining here. Shouldn't. Qualifier is dropping. Why const? There's no const. Huh? Oops. Is that big? I don't know why this is complaining here. There is no const. Okay, let's see if it compiled so far, but I think there's still an error with evaluate functions. And I don't understand this problem here. So somehow it's a const pointer, but why? Huh? Why is this const? That makes no sense. Maybe because it's const in the lambda capture, but here we also write to it. So this is not const, otherwise you couldn't set this here. I don't understand. Okay, what happens if we do program file descriptor a equals this? What happens? Okay, also complaints. So somehow this guy is const. But why? Shared pointer lambda const. Useless answer. Shared pointer. Mutable. Capture in lambda is by default const. Move it. The pointer must be allowed to be mutable. So you have to make it mutable. I've never used that thing. Huh. Huh. Interesting. So that works. Interesting. Mutable. Mutable. Yes, you cannot move out of const objects. If you really want to move it, the PTR must be allowed to be mutable. If you want to move captured PTR, no, you need to capture it by reference. But this is not correct for what we want. We want the shared pointer to live inside the lambda. It should be add_reft. If we do this, it's completely different to this. So yeah, I think this answer is trash. Okay, so I suspect that the mutable thing works. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, by the way, we also need to assign. What we can do is we put descriptor, symbols descriptor like this. And then we pass this here and here. Lambda capture shared pointer. PTR. So what we can do is symbols descriptor equals that. So if we remove mutable now, yeah, we get the error again. Okay. Okay, this probably will compile, but we still have a problem. So load exe, evaluate. Yeah, so we must not call a function that accesses this stuff. Poof. What happened? Let's see. Evaluate. Okay, how about we make the symbols descriptor an argument? then we need to pass it a lot. Shit. Maybe exe file name should not be part of the symbols descriptor. Where's the set? Where's this called? Can save X. Man. Oh, I mean, I think we're going in the right direction, but the state stuff here is quite a bit complicated. Because the state is also dependent on this, which makes it hard to chain things. Basically, if we access anything in here, that should be a parameter here, right? Well, let's give it a trial. So can save exe. So basically we would give it a const program symbols descriptor. Symbols descriptor. I do wonder if it's possible to give it a default this symbols descriptor. Is it possible? Nah, I've never seen this. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay, so we have to pass this and this. How about we rename this to M symbols descriptor. Okay. So So we pass this stuff. Then here we need to pass it as well. Okay, it makes it makes it quite a bit complicated. Yeah. Can load. Create short exe name. Let's add an explanation here. Must pass symbols. Must pass to various functions because the symbols descriptor is transient in async commands. Async command callbacks is transient. Descriptor must pass program to various functions because the symbols descriptor is transient with async command callbacks. can load exe descriptor dot get load async, can load exe. Descriptor symbols descriptor dot get get. I mean, if so much is dependent on this, I don't like it. It puts us, it makes a weird state. Makes a really weird state. Is there maybe a better approach? I mean, we could move this to here, but then we still have this here. Or maybe we move, maybe we make a copy of, no, well, I mean, technically it's correct. Yeah, here we describe what we want to load, and this one obeys to whatever is in there at the time it can, right? So, I mean, it is correct. It's a bit weird, but it is not wrong. It's not wrong. Okay, let's just keep going with this. Got a lot of reds here. Descriptor dot symbols descriptor get makes the function calls infinitely more complicated. Program file descriptor dot get. What? Stop autocomplete. My gosh. I mean, it is really complicated now. What's the problem here? Okay, so can we dial this back perhaps? Okay, but this should now compile. So okay, so so essentially the states maybe see fine. Maybe what would be better is if here we had some additional strings that describe the expected state at the time the symbols descriptor was created, right? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Let's also rename these guys to M. Man, what's wrong with these tools? So how about we add here this thing. And then we rename this to evaluated name. Okay, but how do we implement that? Oof. Poof. Essentially, the program symbols descriptor. It stores the evaluated name. Let me see. Can save evaluate. So it all comes down to the evaluation. Evaluation. Yeah. Okay. I think we can get rid of parsing this stuff if we can have like a version of this in the program symbols descriptor as well. So that when we operate purely on the symbols descriptor, that we don't interact with the program file descriptor. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a cleaner way of doing this, yeah. So we decouple more these guys. Okay. Yeah, because this is madness here. Passing this, that's not good. It requires mental gymnastics. Mental gymnastics are never good. So I'm inclined to say let's see, which functions make sense in the symbols descriptor? Can load. Okay, how about How about we make copy. String copies of the file descriptor at the time of creation. Okay, so how about, for starters, we just copy all these guys and we put them in here. By the way, we probably want to move this up here. Okay, so we have this. Let's remove all this. Okay. Let's also remove it here again. Okay, so we start we go back to where we started. Okay. Okay. And so let's make a copy of all these guys. I think we just need these. Oh, hold on. Just these. Okay, make a copy of this. Then we put them here. And then we make this. Copy. 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 we perhaps don't need these guys. Yeah. So the idea is that if we just operate on the program symbols descriptor level, that we can still query like, okay, can we load, can we save, right? Based on this. If we operate on the file descriptor level, then we get it fresh from these that are linked to the UI, right? String copies of the file descriptor at the time of creation. This allows to query to determine file save. This allows to evaluate save load names on symbols descriptor without this allows to string copies of the file at the time of creation. This allows to evaluate save load operations to evaluate async save load operation without a dependency to the file descriptor. String copies of the file descriptor at the time of creation. These allow to evaluate async save load operations without a dependency to the file descriptor. Yeah. Now the question is, do we need well, I think this is wrong. It needs to be this. So basically we would need to make sure to set the copies at the right times. When we request saving or loading, then we need to set this. Yeah. Basically, whenever we send a new async command, then we need to set these. Yeah. So that within the async command, it can then call these guys. And outside async commands in the UI, it can call these guys. And that should work. Should work. String copies of the file at the time of creation. These allows the evaluate async evaluate safe load operation. Okay, we need to make a bunch of changes again. So we can remove a lot of the things we've done. Okay, so here, hold on, the script save. Okay, so this is so here we need to call can load. Okay, so here on a load exe, we should say exe file name copy equals descriptor mexe file name. Yeah. Then here on load pdb and exe, we should say file name copy this and pdb file name copy is also this. Yeah, and then so in the callback we can then call this, and this will operate on this string. Yeah. Strictly speaking, this one is not necessary to set, but let's set it for completeness sake. Well, I mean, if we never need it, might as well not call it then. Let me see. I mean, if we never access, we will only ever access these two, I think. Actually, PDB. Yeah, we might not. Yeah, we actually. I think we are only calling these things here. So maybe we don't need this. Let's see. Let's comment out this, this, and this. So set this, and then we actually also don't need to set this. Actually, we do, because this one loads it. Yeah. Okay, but then for consistency, we should also do the same here. Okay, I think we need to bring this back then. Upon further evaluation, we probably want it. Yeah, we change our mind quickly. Okay, and then in create here, we do symbols descriptor can load exe, assert, yeah. And then we remove this guy. And then we do evaluate exe file name. And here, config. So the file descriptor is only used for the active command thingy and the exe symbols filter reset. Yeah. Actually, do we really need to reset the filter? Why do we reset the filter? What does it do? Oh. Huh? Reset filter.clear. Filter. Ah, it's, I see. Resets. Right. No, the reset is proper, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, and then we go to load PDB command. Same story here. Put this here. And this here. And this, wait, a copy. And yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then here it should be this and this file descriptor. Yeah. 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 And here change this. This. And yeah, okay. Jesus. Okay, then we need to put here save config async. Save config load async. What does this do? Okay. So in save config async, we need to say where's this called? Save button. Can't save config. Okay, so when we save config, hold on, we have can save config, can save exe config or pdb config. Okay, so but it expects that this is not null. Yeah. Okay. Oof. So here we put an assert descriptor. Oops. Descriptor. Hold on. Why? Why do we pass a descriptor as a pointer here? I don't understand this. we clearly don't expect it to be null. So I think we should pass it as reference. If you don't expect it to be null, don't pass it as pointer. Okay, let's change that. Okay, so the scripter can load PDB, can load exe, okay. And then here we do the scripter this, tab, file descriptor. Maybe this should then also be reference, not yet sure. So here we expect that assert symbols descriptor is not null pointer, right? Otherwise we should not be allowed to call this even in the UI. Descriptor. I think here we should symbols descriptor equals that. And then it should also be mutable then. Okay, so far so good. Should we perhaps also loads? Let me see. Should we also make this reference? Maybe not. I think the reason it was a pointer is because it's async nature, and there we want to pass a pointer. I don't know. It was a bit hard to read here. So for some reason we can't. That's strange. So maybe it should be. Maybe it should be point after all. Yeah. Let's revert our recent edits. Right, let's redo our recent edits. Let's put a assert here. Descriptor is not null pointer. Well, it would crash anyway then. I think this should never be null here, because if it was, then this would fail, and we should be able to click the button. So I think this is fine. Okay, now we need to double check our here these. Wait, I think I know what I'm missing. Loads, save config. Here we are missing something. Descriptor. So we need to set if exe equals okay. And here PDB okay, let's see. So this one is set and it's also red. Yeah, this one as well. Chain great. Yeah, this one is set and it's also used. Yeah, it is quite a bit complicated, but I think it makes sense. So we basically now have a symbols descriptor that owns the executable, the PDB reader, and it can operate independently of the file descriptor. But the file descriptor is still the entrance to create that thing in the first place. And it's only created when we issue a new load command. So it will always wipe. It will wipe the executable and the PDB reader, but it will not destroy them immediately. So that means if there are async commands still running, or if a comparison still references the old state, it can still use it. So it's not lost. So that's the big advantage here. Yeah. Let's see if it compiles. It does compile. I have the suspicion that I made an error somewhere, because it's very possible to make an error. Like setting these things, for example. Did we miss it anywhere? So load exe async. That must be the entrance. We never call this one anywhere else, right? Let's see. We call it here. And there, yeah. So, yeah. So basically, anytime we call these create functions, we need to set the copies before that. Yeah. Evaluate exe. Maybe exe. I wonder if we need this here at all then. Can't we just overwrite file name copy? I'm not sure. We probably could, but maybe it's okay to keep it this way. Maybe it's cleaner to like see how things were issued. So I guess it's fine. Yeah. Is this correct then? Exe file name. If descriptor is not null, or should we call descriptor, symbols descriptor evaluates exe file name? That's an interesting question. Evaluate. No, it's I think it's correct, but maybe I'm missing something. Yeah. Let's remove this again. So this function is called, right? Create save exe. Can't save. Exe config. Symbols descriptor, yeah. This one is also called here. Huh, is this correct though? Oh, it is. Yeah, because otherwise we would chain it. Yeah. This one is also chained. Oh boy. Can load PDB. Yeah, it would be interesting to see if these asserts are hit. I think not. Otherwise I wouldn't have put them there, but I wonder if we made any mistake. It is possible that we made a mistake somewhere. Always possible. Yeah. Okay, let's remove this garbage here. String copies of the file descriptor at the time of async commands creation. Well, yeah, at the time of async head commands. String copies of the file descriptor at the time of async head command creation. Command chain creation. These allow to evaluate async safe load operations without a dependency to the file manager, file descriptor. Yeah. Man. This stuff is quite a bit complicated, but I think it's correct. I think it's correct now. Good, then how about we run it and see if it actually works. Let's see. Good. So first we check if we can load a file as per usual. Yeah. And also save config. Yeah. Okay, so this works as usual. And we can also still filter alloc. Yeah, that works. And we can reload it. That also works. And we can save multiple times. Okay, so this works. Now the big question is, what will happen when we click the load both button in the before we made the changes, it crashed. Now I expect it to actually work because they both will operate on individual descriptors. Let's see. Oh, it just loaded. Ah, that was actually correct. Yeah. Let's do it again. Yeah, so it loaded this file twice essentially. But it's strange that it's only showing us 3 commands. I would have expected more than that. Let me see. At least it doesn't crash, so that's already good. That means we did something right. But there is something that's unexpected. By the way, we should also add another diagnostic. In the load status wizards. Let's search for this. Here. Loaded exe. Loaded exe. So it's the timestamp, and let's put here another bracket before the timestamp. Let's make it, what is our ID? Is uint program symbols ID. So uint. Okay, so let's do a %u, and we do a descriptor dot mid, and the same here. So, well, the ID should be the same, essentially. Let's just add it everywhere. Okay, so basically this should now show us the file descriptor, the symbol descriptor ID that belongs to the file descriptor. So if we load, it should then increment. So now we have 1, and now we load, and then it should be 2, right? Because we actually spawn a new descriptor. And if we save config, it should still show 3 for these. Yeah. And now it should be 4 and 4. Yeah. Okay, so what happens if we press load both? Let's see. 6. All right. Okay, so that's correct. 8. Yeah. So basically what happens is in the background it loads it twice, but the file manager only keeps track of 1. Right? Because as far as a file manager is concerned, it will only show the latest one. But this one may reference an older one. That's the deal here. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we should also maybe we call it revision ref. Okay, let's look once more at the load both. Tools, load both. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, actually there is 4. So now it starts at 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I guess it's correct then. Yeah. Okay. No, I think this is correct, but we can double check in a debugger. How about that? We go to load, where is it? Load async here. We put a breakpoint here. And then we press here. Okay, so now that's the first one. So what happens? We go in here, yeah. Descriptor not null, okay. And now we create a, so right now it references ID 4. Yeah. ID 4. Let's look into it. It says auto thyme.pdb. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then we go to if it makes a copy of this, yeah, and a copy of this, yeah. Then it creates a command, and then it chains the command, and then it enqueues it. Okay. Now we get another one, and this one will override it and set the new one. But the other simple descriptor still lives. Yeah. Okay, let's go to create load xe. Now let's put a breakpoint in here. So this should now hit twice, essentially. Here with ID 5. Yeah. So this is the stale one, and it should have a ref count of 1. If we can see it here. Ref count 1, yeah. So basically, it would then schedule this one, where it will create another callback here. So now the ref count will be 2. Man, yeah, here uses 2. And yeah, it basically once the chain loading is done, it will discard this load. But that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. And here's the other one, ID 6. Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. This works. That's nice. That's nice. So then we should be able here to have like old revisions, right? Which actually makes it really flexible. So that means you can have this window open and you can make changes here, but still have old state here, and it won't mess with it, right? We need to display this, I guess, somehow. Yeah. Okay, cool. It's a bit complicated how this works, but I think it's fine. Now, what one could do is maybe even have like a backlog of these older revisions, but then the problem is, I don't know, maybe it's too complicated to manage for the user, or like the program grows too large. So maybe the way we have it right now with automatic discard is okay. Like if you have it in here as a stale thing, fine, just keep it. But if we load here something new, then just discard the old thing. So I think that's perfectly fine. Okay, cool. I think this works. Then we need to submit what we have right now, because it's quite a big change actually. So it's probably a good idea to make a submit for this before we continue with the comparison manager. Yeah. Okay. What's the time? Close to 3 hours. I think it's a good time to take a break now. Yeah, has been quite a bit of work already. Yeah. All right. Yeah, but good progress. I'm happy that it turned out so well, and I think the flow, like, it's really robust. As long as we don't make implementation errors, then obviously it's not robust. But yeah, as long as we follow the rules of passing down the symbols descriptor into the callbacks, we're good. We're good. Yeah. All right. Maybe we should add a note here. Note. Pass down a shared pointer of the program symbols descriptor when chaining async commands. Pass down a shared pointer of the when chaining async commands to ensure that these operate on the same file. Operate on the same, on the expected, or well, let's just do it like this. Okay, good. All right. Good. Then I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.